Hey, so I really wanted to just discuss a thought that I was thinking this morning. I posted it on my social media. I sent it out to the membership group, and it's all around permission slips and effectively what everything is in our life when we have significant change. And you can really feel it if you're going pretty much from one emotional state to another, or a very visible transition from one thing to another. And what I mean by that is it's probably worth me kind of telling you what happened today. So I woke up and I felt the last couple of days have been quite stressful. So I've been feeling that heaviness, that stress. And I woke up this morning and I felt even more so. So I looked at my time of my monthly cycle to think, oh, could it be that? Because I couldn't shift this heaviness, this the weight in my stomach, and I thought, oh, okay, well, it could be that. So what I needed to do essentially was go to my toolkits and see what I could do to try and make that shift, because ultimately I wanted to feel good, I wanted to have a great day. So one of the toolkits I kind of lean on is listening to things that I find inspirational, whether that's YouTube or podcasts or audiobooks or reading a book. And that helped, but I didn't feel a huge transition. I still felt that kind of that negative and heaviness weighing me down. So quite by coincidence, when I was having a shower, and this isn't something that I often do in the shower, but I thanked the water. I do find that showers often lead to inspiration with me. So it's almost at that point where it's calm enough for my brain to relax, and then I get these lightning bolts of inspiration where I find the solution or the business idea or the next step in the strategy or whatever it is. They often come to me either just before I fall asleep or in the shower. But this time I thanked the water for the gift of cleaning me, for the gift of its healing nature. And as I sort of felt the water kind of flowing over me, I felt the shift along with that gratitude, and it felt amazing. So I had this huge buzz that was filling the space, filling the room. And so I continued to do it. I said, oh, thank you. And I felt gratitude for the water. And then again, it really increased. And then it reminded me, why was that shift? Why did that happen? And so it reminded me of something that I'd learned many years ago. And I think it was from Bashar, where he had explained the concept of how everything is essentially a permission slip. And this really resonated because I had given myself a permission slip to feel better. In my desire to feel better and in my gratitude of giving, in there I had opened a doorway for me to transform. And it was such a strong transformation this morning. I felt incredibly at peace. I felt excited. I felt that heaviness had gone. And so for me, I really noticed it because it was such a transition. I felt like, oh wow, I'm going to have a fantastic day now because of this. And it really shifted my mood. So I wanted to share that, and that concept of giving yourself a permission, and how everything could be seen as giving yourself permission. So for example, how does your mindset influence all the things you do? For example, if you were to think of a famous footballer so David Beckham or Michael Jordan, basketball player, they've given themselves permission to be amazing because they have dedicated time and time and time again. And obviously they've put in all of the hard work, but they also had belief in themselves. So these permission slips are kind of belief and expectation. So for example, if you are trying to lose weight, if you believe that there's no way you're going to lose weight, that you will struggle. You'll find it really difficult. You won't have the will. You won't make the right choices. But if you give yourself permission to believe, or you give yourself permission by following a diet that you believe is going to work, then it will be successful. So it is often hard to take apart and distinguish between what is an action and a physical action and its rational output. This is slightly different because this is a different layer which can give your physical actions even more power and even more of a reaction. So it's helpful to be able to distinguish between doing the thing, taking the action and following through, and then you seeing the end result. Now, some people may say, you could do all of this without giving yourself permission. What I'm trying to say is everything that you give yourself permission for, or i.e. another way of putting it is if you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, you can't. And it's just a different way of saying that. So if you believe you can, you will, and you make your actions more effective. If you believe you can't, you won't, and you make your actions less effective and more likely to fail. So another way of rephrasing that in a more helpful way, if you're trying to achieve something, is what can I do to give myself permission to achieve what I want? And that's a fantastic, empowering statement and a fantastic question to ask yourself. So is there anything right now that you haven't been giving yourself permission for, that you could give yourself permission to achieve or receive? Or on the opposite side, is there something that you were giving yourself permission for that is something that you don't want? Is there something that you're accepting into your life that you don't want and that actually you need to create and give yourself permission for the opposite? So it's just a really interesting concept that I have found really helpful over the years, and I'm really grateful that I had that spark of inspiration this morning, which did transform my day. Okay, take care. Bye.